Welcome to the ShareEdBC How-To video series. This video covers the process of publishing a resource from the moderator perspective. There are two types of publishing processes on ShareEdBC. One is the publishing of organizational resources. Users are assigned specifically by their school district or organization as moderators who will monitor the publishing queue for resources submitted by their users. Or publishing of any resource, which is a global moderator who can see any resource submitted by anyone for publishing on ShareEdBC. The publishing role is a specifically granted permission, and most users don't have this feature available. You are probably watching this video because you have been assigned this role. Let's get started to show you how this works. To get to your resource queue, click Resources and Review Resources. If you don't see this option, then you have not been assigned the permission to publish resources. When a contributor submits a resource, it is automatically placed in the school district or organizational queue. As a publisher, you'll see all the submitted resources that are waiting to be published, waiting for you to continue the process, or waiting for the contributor to update the resource based on feedback received. ShareEdBC wants to ensure that resources are connected to the BC curriculum and are error-free. A review button displays for the resources waiting to be published by you or any other user with these permissions. A continue button indicates that the resource is assigned to you and needs to have you complete the process. And a decline button allows you as the moderator to put that resource back in the queue for other moderators to access it. If there is no button, it means that the resource is waiting for the contributor to provide updates. You can use the filtering controls to show resources with particular statuses. For example, the Under Review Status filter shows the resources that are waiting for you to continue or complete the process. Paging controls display at the bottom of the screen when there are more than one page of resources. The most recently actioned resource displays at the top of the queue. We'd like to show you the publishing workflow through this simple diagram. Draft represents the contributor's creation of a new resource. The item passes anonymously to the publishing queue when the contributor hits Submit and is in pending review status. Please note this means the moderator does not know who the contributor is, and the contributor does not know who is viewing their resource. The contributor will see their resource go to Under Review Status when opened by a moderator. The item can then either be returned to the contributor for further updates or published. Let's walk through one resource currently in pending review status. Click on the resource title to view full details of the resource. If you wish to proceed with this item, click on the Review button. Alternatively, you can click on the Review button in the Summary view as well. Once you have clicked on the Review button, the resource is now assigned to you and no other moderator can see it. The moderator should be looking for things like correcting typos, ensuring that links work, resource is tagged appropriately to the BC curriculum if required, no personal information has been divulged, either their own or someone else's. Any copyright or author acknowledgements are double-checked. In other words, this process should be non-judgmental. As a moderator, you can cancel, which will return you back to the queue. You still remain assigned to the resource. Save. That allows you to save your feedback notes without sending it back to the contributor. Send feedback, which sends any feedback you provided back to the contributor to action. And publish, which makes the resource visible to all ShareEdBC users if no further changes are required. In this case, the contributor has selected 2 grade levels, but only selected big ideas, curricular competencies, and content for one of the grades. As a moderator, feedback is provided that it is advisable to select at least one big idea, curricular competencies, and content for each course and grade. Once the feedback is complete, click on the Send Feedback button. We have changed screens back to the contributor to show you what the original contributor sees. The contributor receives notifications as the resource progresses through the different stages. When the moderator starts the process, when the moderator sends feedback, and when the resource is published. Here is where the contributor sees feedback from the moderator. Update the resource as applicable based on the feedback received. We have changed screens back to the moderator screen. The contributor has revised and resubmitted the resource. You can now finish the publishing process by clicking the Continue button. Review contributor's edits. You can provide further feedback to the contributor if you wish. However, it looks like the contributor has updated the item based on your feedback. This means the item is ready to publish, so click the Publish button. Please note that feedback is automatically cleared when the item is published. Now that we have published one with you, why don't you navigate to the Resource Review queue and complete one yourself? Thank you for watching and enjoy using ShareEdBC.